The NBA world is absolutely buzzing right now with one of the wildest trade rumors of the offseason, and yes, the Golden State Warriors are right in the middle of it. According to multiple reports, there is a massive trade scenario brewing that involves the Los Angeles Lakers, the Orlando Magic, and the Golden State Warriors in a potential blockbuster 3-team deal. Dub Nation, brace yourselves, this could completely change the future of the Warriors dynasty and shake up the Western Conference in ways nobody saw coming. The rumor mill has been on fire for the past 24 hours, and now insiders are saying this deal is closer to reality than anyone expected. But what exactly is on the table? Which big names are being discussed? And could this trade be the shocking move that propels the Warriors back to the top of the NBA? Let's start with what we know. The Lakers have been desperate to make a major move to support LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They know LeBron doesn't have many elite seasons left, and they're hunting for the kind of trade that could deliver them another championship. The Orlando Magic, on the other hand, are a team loaded with young talent and future draft picks. They're looking to make a leap, but they're also open to moving pieces if it means accelerating their timeline. And then we have the Warriors. With Stephen Curry still playing at an MVP level, Golden State's front office is under intense pressure to make a win-now move. The idea of wasting Curry's final prime years is unthinkable for Dub Nation. So, when you combine the needs of these three franchises, the rumor of a blockbuster deal suddenly doesn't sound so far-fetched. The trade framework being discussed, and remember, this is all still in the rumor stage, though some insiders say talks are heating up, could look something like this. The Lakers would send D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves to the Warriors. The Warriors would part ways with Andrew Wiggins and possibly Jonathan Kuminga. The Orlando Magic could send Wendell Carter Jr. or Franz Wagner into the mix, potentially landing a star player or high draft picks from Golden State. Now, this is just one of the proposed structures floating around right now, but the common thread is clear. The Warriors are looking to offload some of their current pieces to bring in players who can immediately contribute on both ends of the floor. The inclusion of a team like the Magic makes sense because they have assets, young talent, and cap flexibility that can help facilitate a blockbuster. Let's pause for a moment and think about this. If the Warriors were to bring in someone like Austin Reeves, they'd be getting a guard who plays with incredible energy, can create his own shot, and thrives in high-pressure situations. Pairing Reeves with Curry and Klay Thompson could create a dynamic backcourt trio capable of both scoring and playmaking. On the other side, someone like Franz Wagner or Wendell Carter Jr. would fill a critical hole in the Warriors' frontcourt. Carter Jr. is a strong interior defender and rebounder who could complement Draymond Green's defensive genius. Wagner, meanwhile, is one of the most underrated young wings in the league, a versatile scorer who can shoot, slash, and defend at a high level. Adding either of them would dramatically upgrade the Warriors' rotation. But of course, any trade involving Jonathan Kuminga will raise eyebrows. Kuminga has been one of the brightest young talents on the Warriors, and his future is incredibly promising. Trading him now would be a gamble, a move that says Golden State is fully committed to winning right now, no matter the cost. Could the Warriors really stomach the idea of watching Kuminga blossom into a star on another team, just like we saw with former young players like Jordan Poole? Speaking of Poole, this rumor feels eerily similar to last summer's drama. The Warriors shocked the league by trading Poole to the Washington Wizards for Chris Paul, a move that was controversial but aimed at balancing the roster. Now, it feels like we're on the brink of another bold decision, one that could define the next few seasons for this franchise. Let's not forget about the Lakers' angle here. LeBron James is entering what could be his final season with the Lakers, and they are desperate to add shooting and scoring. If they were to get a player like Andrew Wiggins or Jonathan Kuminga from Golden State, that would immediately give them more athleticism, perimeter defense, and championship experience. You can bet LeBron would love the idea of running the floor with someone like Kuminga, who could thrive in a fast-paced offense alongside him and AD. The Orlando Magic's role in this trade is fascinating. They are a team on the rise, led by Paolo Banchero, Jalen Suggs, and Franz Wagner. By inserting themselves into this trade, they could potentially add draft capital or veterans to complement their young stars. Some insiders believe the Magic are willing to part with one of their young bigs, like Wendell Carter Jr., if it means accelerating their playoff push. Fans across the league are reacting to this rumor with shock and excitement. Warriors fans are torn. Some are ready to see big changes, believing the current roster just isn't good enough to compete with teams like the Denver Nuggets or the Boston Celtics. Others argue that trading away Kuminga or Wiggins would be a huge mistake, especially when the team's chemistry is already fragile. Meanwhile, Lakers fans are practically salivating at the idea of adding another two-way wing to their roster. And Magic fans? They're curious about how their front office is positioning the team for the next step and whether they're ready to make a major move to become a playoff contender. Let's imagine what this trade would look like for Golden State on the court. A starting lineup of Stephen Curry, Austin Reeves, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Wendell Carter Jr. sounds intriguing, doesn't it? That's a mix of shooting, defense, and playmaking that could work beautifully in Steve Kerr's system. Off the bench, you'd still have players like Moses Moody, Chris Paul, and rookies like Brandon Podziemski. Adding a player like Carter Jr. would also allow Draymond to focus more on his playmaking and defense without having to bang bodies with bigger centers every night. But there's another possibility. What if the Warriors get Franz Wagner instead? Wagner's versatility would give them another scorer who can handle the ball, hit threes, and guard multiple positions. A Curry-Klay-Wagner trio on the perimeter would be a nightmare for opposing defenses. Now let's flip the script. What if this trade doesn't happen? What if it's just smoke and mirrors? The Warriors would then have to pivot quickly to address their roster needs. They've already been linked to other players like Zach LaVine, Mikal Bridges, and even Pascal Siakam in recent weeks. One thing is certain: Golden State cannot afford to stand still. The Western Conference is too strong, and time is ticking for Curry's championship window. This trade rumor also highlights just how aggressive teams are going to be this offseason. The Lakers don't want to waste LeBron's final years. The Magic want to capitalize on their young core's momentum. And the Warriors? They're fighting to keep their dynasty alive. When you have three franchises with that kind of urgency, you know that something big could go down. Behind the scenes, you can bet that Curry, Draymond, and Klay are watching these rumors closely. Curry has always said that he trusts the front office, but you know he wants one thing: another ring. If this trade gives him a better chance to compete with Denver, Dallas, and Minnesota, you can bet he'll give it his stamp of approval. Draymond, on the other hand, might have mixed feelings. He's always valued the chemistry and defensive toughness that Wiggins brings to the table. Losing a player like Kuminga would also be tough because of his potential. But Draymond is all about winning, and he knows that this team needs reinforcements to keep pace with the league's best. Steve Kerr will have the toughest job of all, integrating any new pieces into his system. Whether it's Reeves, Wagner, or Carter Jr., the Warriors will have to adapt quickly. Kerr's motion offense thrives on chemistry and ball movement, and adding new players means adjusting rotations, play calls, and defensive schemes.